I'm going to show you attaching this. I've just done a seam close to away from the edge of the fabric, so I've left enough fabric at the bottom to be able to do a seam just further away. So we're going to take the dress piece, which is the bottom trailed part, and we're going to place it onto away from the edge, so leave a space on all sides, close on top of the initial seam that we've already done. Now create a little bit of a stretch in this so that it fits to the bodice, because the bodice we cut to size, and this I cut slightly tighter. So once you've attached that all the way, we're going to take the lining and place it underneath. Similar flow. Place the lining underneath and leave the lining slightly bit more than, you know, matching the edge, because the inner piece should be a little bit away. Now also this dress part, the upper bodice part, and the lining outer line, we want to match these two together. So they're going to be, the inside one is going to be slightly left above, and we're seaming on top of the, or slightly below the original seam, so that this seam that we're doing, it will become invisible, you know, it won't be shown. Sorry, right, just a little bit of a problem. The bodice part is coming out just a wee bit short, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this a little bit, because I initially cut the dress long. It's better to cut it tight than to cut it too wide, because we don't want to. Okay, so what we need is, this area is not wide enough, so we need to just slightly give ourselves a little bit more room. So I'm going to take about 1/4 of an inch away, because we created a little bit of a pull on the top one. Now by taking this much away, it's opened this up quite a bit. We don't want it too wide either, because if you got it too wide, you won't get the flare. So we'll attach this back up again. The other thing to bear in mind is, you know, when you've got this angled cut, it's very difficult to get this even stretch when you're stitching too far away from the fabric edge, which is what we're doing with the bottom fabric. The top fabric, if you remember, we've sewn fairly close to the edge, but the bottom one, because we want it same as now what we have with this is the sequence fabric is on the inside, and then this, when it's overlocked, that sequence fabric will just be trapped inside. Now if you feel that it's just a little bit too much and it might end up getting trapped in the cutting, then trim it down from the inside so that it's slightly less. This bit was a little bit too much, so what I've done is I've trimmed it down, because I don't want those sequins catching up in the overlocking seam. I want that sequence all trapped on the inside, so that it doesn't touch the body, because if it does, then it just makes it uncomfortable. Okay, so I've done the basic attachment. Now what I'm going to do is I've not really decided on the kind of neckline that I want to do with this. The other thing that I want to do is I want to put a zip on. So before I do anything else, I'm going to overlock this, and then I'm going to put an invisible zip on. so that it's easy to get on and off. So we're going to fit an invisible zip on the side, and inshallah then continue with making the rest. Now the other thing that I wanted to actually do before I insert the invisible zip, I want to put a red belt on this. So I'm going to make the belt and attach that, so that I've decided on to trim this. I'm going to use some red Banarsi fabric, which I will show you in a few moments.